Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video of me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, please do subscribe down below, click the like button, it's massively appreciated, especially clicking that like button. Like I said in the last video, the YouTube algorithm seems to have done a massive change recently, and likes are what gets the video recommended and how people are coming across my videos. So if you are watching this and you'll enjoy it, please do consider dropping a like on the video, it means a lot. Again, we're now almost 7,500 subscribers, we're gaining, like I said, about 200 a day at the moment. Thank you for the support, it means the world. But if you want to watch me do this stuff live, click the link down below, come over to Twitch. We'll be live every single day this week from 4:30 PM. So make sure you click the link down below. Exclamation mark Discord in the Twitch chat gets you access to the Discord server. It's completely free to join. Anyone is able to join it. We've got an amazing community of over 700 people now who are all helping each other trade, helping each other with life, and helping each other to get through this quarantine. This video is again replacing the 0 to 2 million. I still do not have access to that account. I'm waiting on EA to sort it out. I don't know when it's going to be. So I thought in the meantime, while we're doing that, we're going to bring out sort of daily trading videos in terms of the content we've got at 6 o'clock each day, in the same way I was before, but also teaching you guys a bit more about the basics of trading. And today's video is one that is teaching you to benefit off of those people who are silly enough to do what is a scam of an SBC. Yesterday saw the release of the Foot Birthday Party Bag SBC, yesterday evening at 6. One word to describe this SBC is an utter scam. Let's be honest, it is an utter scam. Firstly, party bags are given away for free at the end of a birthday party, okay? They're given away for free at the end of the birthday party. EA are charging for a party bag. Now, it doesn't surprise me, it's EA, that's what EA do. They look to make as much money as they can from people, and they have no due regard. It's been Foot Birthday. We used to get a free pack every single day with Foot Birthday. This year we've not even had a free pack. It's just another example of why I maintain that EA are one of the worst companies on this planet. And it sounds really harsh to say, but everything is geared towards just absolutely rinsing people for their money. We're in a moment of quarantine, and they could, if they wanted to be nice, give out some freebies and say, hey guys, play our game. Here's something nice that we're going to do for you as a community for supporting our content all year. Instead of that, they're charging people astronomical amounts. Before I get into that, we did have a debate as well about this Biabiani. And I initially said I thought this Biabiani was of value. The more I looked at the card, the more I remember the fact it is April now. And what EA are doing with a lot of these SBCs, and especially during Foot Birthday, is playing on people's nostalgia for the old parts of the game that people enjoyed. And that's a really scummy tactic. Because what they're doing is they overcharge this Biabiani. It is overcharging. It's 135, I think. It's overcharging for what is an okay card. Like a decent card, good pace off the bench. It's another Adama Traore. They made money off Adama Traore by creating hype around that card, which is actually not that great a card, let's be honest. They've done the same with this. But there's been a recurring theme. When you dig below the surface, there's been a recurring theme. Each of the Foot Birthday SBCs, for example, have things in them. For example, block... let's start from scratch. Have block positions in them to make them increase in value, to make people have to spend more coins, because you know full well, without being blunt, traders like myself and other people are going to make coins by buying into Cagliari defenders and selling them and making profit. Now, I don't like too much to raise the market, so I tend to rash invest, or I tend to snipe and whatnot once players have risen up in value. But traders are going to do that because it's a way to make coins on the game. But they could easily just turn around and go, actually, this is each day you're going to get SBC. It's going to be 50k 75 rated. Here's a free pack, pretty much a free pack for anyone to go and open. But again, EA being EA don't do that. But this SBC takes the absolute biscuit. It is a disgrace. It's an 86 rated with Team of the Week for a Foot Birthday Party Bag. But this Foot Birthday Party Bag includes Winter Refreshers and Shapeshifters. Don't ask me why. Winter Refresh was 3 months ago. Why the hell are you still recycling cards? And why the hell are they in there? They're in there to dilute your chance of getting a good Foot Birthday. And the excuse for this will be the same excuse we got last year of Icons. If we were to do a guaranteed Foot Birthday SBC, we'd have to charge you more. I'm pretty sure people would be happy to pay 50k, 100k more for the chance of getting an actual good Foot Birthday than they would be to pay, I think, is it 190? I think it's coming in at 190k, give or take, for this SBC, in the hopes that you can hit a Foot Birthday, or, because they dangle that carrot in front of everyone, the Shapeshifter Ronaldo or Shapeshifter Messi. This SBC is an utter disgrace. I will not be doing it. I know a lot of you might want to see me do it on the League SBC to glory, but I will not be doing it, full stop. I'm not going to buy into this utter scam. Yeah, EA should hang their heads in shame. But either way, what you need to think about now is, okay, well, what does this do to the market? Now, the first thing it obviously did was it rose fodder. Fodder went up in price. Now, if you are League SBC grinding and you are holding on to 86s, 87s, even 85s, some 85s are sky high right now, sell them. This is opportunity selling. This is when you can make back 300k on your grind by selling players. This Jimenez, for example, he's up at like 18k at the moment, I think. He's about 18,000 coins. Now, when I checked the other day, he was 13,000 coins. So he's going to get sold in a minute. Nicholas Sule is 25,000 coins at the moment. There are very few below that on the market at the moment. He's about 25,000 coins. So for me, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to list him for about 23, 24, which is what I think he's actually like legitimately selling for, not what he's been listed for. And I'm going to make profit out of him. And I'm going to sell him. I'm going to sell Jimenez. I might sell De Jong and Allen. I want to see what the rise on them is. I haven't had a look yet. But I'm going to sell those guys straight away. I've got Thiago, but I think he's untradeable, so I can't sell him. But if you are holding on to 86s, 87s, 88s, sell them. Don't do this SBC, sell them. But obviously the other flip side of that is buy into them. Go and snipe them. People will be listed, not realising. Now, again, you can always go on to Footbin and check cheapest rate. It's called cheapest player by position. It'll give you cheap players in that position that cost X amount of coins, right? But you'll see there's been a rise. But never ever forget about the one above rule. And I cannot stress this enough. The one above rule always, always, always pays dividend. So if you think an SBC is going to be an 85 rated SBC, buy 86s. If you think an SBC is going to be 86 rated, buy 87s. The reason for this is 87s and 88s usually tend to see a bigger percentage rise than the actual cost of the SBC itself. Because what people do is they go out and buy a Courtois, for example, and that allows them to put some cheaper 85s and 84s into the team. By putting like an 88 and an 88 and an 87, they can then put 83s and 84s, which don't really rise in price. It's happened every single SBC like this has happened. And it's arrived, for example, Thibaut Courtois. He was average at 35, but I know you could pick him up comfortably at 32. He's nothing less than 42 now, so he's seen a 25% increase. In fact, more than that, a 33% increase nearly in his price. But if you look at, for example, someone like Timo Werner was already sat. It's going to show you hourly, which is annoying. But Timo Werner was already sat at something like 20,000, and he's jumped up to sort of 23, 24,000 now. That's sort of a 20% rise. The one above rule is always the play when it comes to fodder. We've seen it play out time and time again. The whole of FIFA 20. It's been a thing. So obviously you can look at the price of these players, and you can be sniping them up simplistically. It's not a lot of the stuff when it comes to trading, guys. People make it seem more difficult than it is. It's not rocket science. However, one thing to think about with these SBCs is always the most valuable positions tend to be the positions where there aren't that many high-rated players or it's hard to link them. So goalkeepers can be a play, it's alright, but the major plays here always tend to be the full-backs, the centre-backs and the wingers. It always tends to be that because there's quite a lot of decently rated centre-mids in this game and strikers in this game and cams and CDMs. But centre-back only has centre-backs. Realistically, that's just it. There's no midfielder that you can sort of convert down if that makes sense. You can put a CDM there, but centre-backs hold a value and right-backs and left-backs a similar sort of situation in the same way that wingers are similar but not exactly the same, but wingers as well. But they're the sort of players you want to buy into when you think an SBC like this is coming. That's a fact. It's just what you do. However, there are other ways to make coins from this other than just the fodder itself. Now, the first thing to note about this SBC before I get into this is the reason EA brought winter refreshers in that, obviously, like I said, was to dilute it, which means you're not going to see as many packs. Would this have just been a standard FUT birthday SBC? It got leaked beforehand. I showed you guys it in the last video. If this was just a standard SBC video, as SBC like with just FUT birthdays in it, then you would have seen the price of FUT birthdays drop heavily because you would have seen a lot of them get packed. But because EA brought in the winter refreshers and the shapeshifters, the price did not drop as much as it should have. But players still came down in price. There was a drop in price. And as people open these up, if they've got one, they'll list it cheap. And if especially around 6 o'clock, look at 6 o'clock and see all the content creators that are on, they'll be doing them, which will encourage their viewers to do them. You'll see quite a few of these packs being opened at 6 o'clock, and it will mean that people will want to make coins from it. We'll sell them off and make the coins from the players they've got, which sees the prices drop. Now I'm going to give you, I've got the first team up. I probably wouldn't advise investing in a second team at the moment. It still has supply, so we don't really, there's no settled status in terms of what their price is going to be, what it should be, what it shouldn't be. But I would look to invest in Team 1. Team 1's been out for over a week now. It's no longer in packs. It has a relatively settled price. People have sort of, the market has decided what the value of these cards are. Now, obviously, naturally with fluctuations on a Sunday they're going to come down into Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and climb back again into weekend league. That's just a natural thing. The question mark is how this SBC affects it, and that's why you've really got to be on the ball watching the price. Now I'm going to show you the players that I think you should be looking to invest in are the lower end of the market. So as an example, we'll start off with Guerrero because this is the one that I'd liked him. I bought a few of him and made quite a bit of profit on him. He's sat at about 35 according to Footbin. Now, as always, don't rely upon Footbin. Check your own prices. But if we have to have a look at Guerrero, for example, he at the moment is currently sat. Let's go up to 30 here and then take that to 36. No, that's what we've been selling for. Yo, Gangster Brolo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Now, I've just seen 3 or 4 of them pop at 36, and I was debating buying into them then, but I didn't. But we'll have a look at 37. So you have one here at 37 exactly. So I know now in the morning he's about 37,000 coins, right? 36, 37,000 coins. I'm going to monitor his price and see what he does for the next day or two. And if he starts to stay at that price, I think personally that's not a bad buy-in price. And the reason why I say this is I look at his, for example, his daily graphs for the last few days. Now, this only gives you an average of what he's selling for. Now, I'm starting to realise that with Footbin, when they say an average on there, it's really, really shady. It's terrible. It's absolutely shocking in terms of the price. So look at the hourly, and let's look at Saturday's hourly, for example. So he jumped up and down, jumped up and down, jumped up and down, down to 37, up to 31, down, 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 down. Bounced around at 32, okay? He bounced around at 32 figure yesterday, 31, da-da-da-da-da. Got up to 30 to 34, dropped back down again, climbed up to 34 again, then saw another rise into 34. Now he's out of packs, and it's usually a set rule, players go up in price. So I know he's been bouncing around the 34, 35, 36 range. This is an average price. That's not what he was selling for. I know by looking at him that he was realistically about 36, 37 at weekend. He hasn't really seen a massive drop so far. So as he starts to, if he stays the same price, I'm like, that's okay. If he starts to drop down, I'm definitely going to buy into him. If he gets down to 33s, 34s, I'll buy in. I'll buy a few of them. But, there's a but as always with this. I'm going to look for him with a hunter. And I told you guys before, hunters and shadows are always the play when it comes to midfielders. The simplistic reason being they hold a value of about 10,000 coins a card as it is. You're always able to make more money. So if you want an investment in a card like this to pay off, always look for him with a hunter. Always, whatever you do, look for them with a hunter. There's one for 39, one for 37.5 there, right? These cards will sell for more. My prediction and my expectation is they get up to 42s, 43 into weekend league. But even during this week, they might overnight. You never know. But I'm going to monitor his price for a day and just see what he does. And literally simplistic things like I'm going to add him to transfer targets. I'm going to see what he starts to sell for. As and when I see them, let me take him off of Hunter. And let's lower him down. And this is when you start to build up your own market knowledge in terms of the players that you want to be trading with. I'm going to add him to transfer targets, see if he sells. If they're not selling at 37, I know, well, that's not right now, that's not a good buying price. If they do sell consistently at 37, I'm like, well, there's still demand there for him. The one that I really, really like for this, though, this method, is going to be Nicholas Gaitan. Now, he's one of the ones that's probably, along with Guerrero, that's going to get packed quite often in that FUT Birthday SBC if people do get League SBCs. I watched a few videos yesterday, and the most consistent one that got packed as a FUT Birthday was Gaitan at 21k. Now, this isn't that terrible a card. It's not a great card, but 4-star, 5-star, it's not a bad card. For someone who hasn't got many coins, this is an okay card to buy. But again, we look at his averages. He's been 21. Obviously, it was higher. It was like 29 into weekend league. Kept coming down. His hourly graph says that he's about 20,000. Yesterday, it was up and down 24s. But look, 26,000 there on Sunday. SBC drops. He plummets to 18,500 on average, okay? So he's obviously another one of those ones we're seeing supply of and seeing him drop off. I see him get packed all the time at the moment. But what happens usually when you get a crash like that is there usually tends to be a bounce back. A bounce back in terms of what they eventually get to, because people panic sell him and go, right, let me get rid of him, let me sell him off, let me do whatever it is. And then as the time goes on, you usually see more of a climb. So let's have a little look at what he's doing at the moment. Let's go 20,000. So 19,005 is what is on the market right now. Again, we're going to add him to transfer targets. I don't necessarily think this is a bad price for him, but again, you're much better off buying into him with a hunter on him. I cannot stress that enough. You want to be buying into him with a hunter on him. And at 6 o'clock, there is nothing wrong. We're looking at this guy's number one for 20,000 there. Not buying now. I just transfer targets. There's nothing wrong with getting in like this. Make sure you've got none over the hour and just compare price back out. Now, right now, I'm doing this at 9 o'clock in the morning, just before this video goes live. There is zero reason for you to do this right now, in my opinion. I mean, you can, But if you compare price back out, you see one come up at Hunter with 20,000, I think that's a buy personally. I think 20k with a Hunter and below, he'll probably rise overnight anyway, so you can sell him then. But I think, again, if we're looking at last weekend league, him being up in the region of 26, do I think he gets back to 26 again? Potentially not. The card may get back to 25, 24, 25, but then you have the added value of the Hunter. The Hunter makes a huge difference. Don't ever forget that. The Hunter makes a huge difference to his value. That means you can probably sell a 24, 25,000 coin card for 30,000 coins. Will he stick around at this price for very long? I think probably not. He's no longer in packs. But I think it's a really, really solid buy. And I'm going to be testing it out. Again, if you're tier 2 on the website, all these sort of filters are going to be coming for you guys. We're going to make sure you have all the tools you could possibly need to make coins. We're adding more and more live filters as we go. But I am interested to see. And as you see now, you see him coming off the market right now. So I want to monitor. Okay, well, at 9 o'clock, he's hit 20,000 coins. Okay, he makes big profit. Long term, what does he do? The reason why I talk about these guys specifically is because, firstly, there's less risk. If you want to go more risk, Lozano's an option for you as well. The 83,000, the problem I have with when you go higher, let's say, for example, you sell a player for 30,000 coins. The tax on that is 1,500 coins. So you make, if you bought him at 20,000 Hunter and sell him at 30, your profit in the long term is going to be 8,500 coins a card. However, if you buy a Lozano, you need to, that Lozano, I mean, that 83 there, he's actually probably about closer to the 88 mark because that's a 5k undercut there. But let's say you sell a Lozano for 100k with a Hunter on him, you're going to lose, if you buy into him at, let's say, 90k with a Hunter on him, if you get him for 90k as he starts to rise, even if you get 88 and sell him for 98, let's, because I'm based on sort of 10k rise, let's say 98, you're looking at about, give or take, 5 or 6k profit, but you're relying upon him not having loads of Hunters on him, you're relying upon him rising up to that level either way. And I always just prefer, I think, for your value, if you can buy, for what you can buy one Lozano for, you could buy 4 Gaitans for the same value. And 4 Gaitans is going to make you more profit. Even 1 Gaitan makes you more than 1 Lozano, in my opinion. So that's why I just think be mindful of that, and that's how you're going to make profit in the long term. But that's how you've got to start thinking. When these SBCs come out, don't do them. Just don't do them. I mean, I know it's easy to do them, and I know you guys are going to say to me in the comment section, please do this SBC, I want to see this SBC. I'm not going to do the SBC, I'm not going to lie to you, because it doesn't have a value to me. I don't see a point. Most of these players aren't going to get into my team. But start looking at these SBCs and going, okay, cool, well, what does that do to the market when it increases fodder? Let me buy fodder. That's number one. That's number one of where I make profit. What's it going to do to the cards in the market? It's going to supply them, because if you've got them and you get a dupe, you're going to sell them. If you've already got the card, you're going to panic sell them and sell them off and whatnot, which is what we saw yesterday when Gaiten got as low as 18. But he bounced back to 20. And these are the sort of things you've got to think about. And then think throughout the week. Now, I don't know how long he's got on at this SBC, but I think it's a few days. Let's have a little look. For what I know, it's not repeatable. But I think it's got a few days on it. So people are still going to be doing it bit by bit. I think League SBC grinders will wait and try and do it for free as much as possible. It's got 2 more days on it. So you've got 2 more days, realistically, of some form of supply. And people who were debating doing it and didn't do it, then debating and then going and doing it anyway. This is what you need to be thinking about pretty much every day at 6 o'clock. Have a look at that without fail. But that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully it helps you guys to make coins. If you are new around here, like I say, please do subscribe down below. Please do click the like button, lads. It makes a huge difference to how well the videos do. And as always, check me out on Twitch and check out foottrading.co.uk for all your trading needs. But for now, lads, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.